agree to the Stanbic Bank arrangement, which would have meant Stanbic would release some monies for the execution of the contract?
Yeah.
You have these documents with you?
Yeah, I have all the whole year.
Okay, and
as I told you, I always say this game is about documentary evidence. It's not about opinion or perception.
Great.
Yeah, I didn't facts
it. Great. So you had taken us to the year 2013 where, like I said, we'd gotten to this point and we needed to sign these papers. Yeah, I wanted you to hand me the documents.
Okay.
That's where written to.
I'm going to give you in the way things proceeded. First, you have the cabinet approval. Yeah. Proceeded by parliamentary approval. That's after the cabinet approval. You have the parliamentary approval. Then you have a letter from the Ministry of Health after getting the parliamentary approval, writing to PPA for the sole sourcing, which is part of the terms of the contract. And then approval from PPA to proceed to award the contract to Big C General.
Let me see this here. So I'll go straight to the document that says it's from the Public Procurement Authority. It says a reply request for approval to engage in single source procurement of 200 ambulances for the National Ambulance Service, NAS. Okay. It says at the 94th SSRT meeting held on Wednesday, the board decided that the approval should be granted the Ministry of Health in accordance with Section 41B of the Act 663, which is the Public Procurement Act. There's also here a document from the Minister of Finance and Economic Planning. This is to the Minister of Finance from the Clerk to Parliament. It says financing agreement between Government of the Republic of Ghana and Stanbic Bank Ghana Limited for an amount of 15,800,000 euros for the purchase of 200 ambulances for the National Ambulance Service. So it says here, Parliament at its 7th sitting on the third meeting held on Wednesday approved by resolution the financing agreement between the Government of Ghana and Stanbic Bank Ghana Limited for an amount of 15 million or 15.8 million euros for the purchase of 200 ambulances for the National Ambulance Service. So basically what we are saying here is that Parliament had sat on this case, the financing agreement between Stanbic Bank and the Ministry of Finance, and Parliament wrote back to the Ministry of Finance to inform them on the agreements that they had reached. I have here another letter here from the Office of the President. It says financing agreements between the Republic of Ghana and Stanbic Bank for the supply of 200 ambulances. Yes, at its 31st meeting held on Thursday, 22nd December, Cabinet considered another memorandum jointly submitted by the Ministry for Health and the Deputy Minister for Finance and Economic Planning on the above subject. And it says Cabinet was invited to consider, approve and recommend to Parliament for approval a medium-term loan facility amounting to 15,800,000 euros, that's 15.8 million euros. This amount was required to be utilized for the purchase of 200 ambulances through the Ministry of Health for the National Ambulance Service, NAS. This amount was to be financed by Stanbic Bank Ghana Limited. Cabinet endorsed the executive approval that had been granted earlier. I'll be grateful if you take action on the decision. So this is a letter from the Office of the President saying that a loan agreement has been reached between government and Stanbic Bank for 15 million euros.
15.8
Yes,
million
15.8 million euros. And I have here the terms of the loan, a term loan agreement. This is coming from the Finance Ministry, the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning. Okay. Of course, the date is empty, but it says it's between the Government of Ghana represented by the Ministry of Finance and Stanbic Bank Ghana Limited, a company registered under the laws of the Republic of Ghana. So what we've been able to establish by these documentation, as we see them, of course, they carry markings and reference numbers from these various institutions, but they would have to be verified at those various institutions for us to know that they are indeed from there. And what these documents tell us is that indeed government had an agreement with Stanbic Bank that Stanbic will give us 15.8 million euros to buy these 200 ambulances. So why did we not buy the ambulances?
Okay, that is where the issue is. Just to recap, yesterday I was able to explain to you all the procurement processes that we went through, right from the time of the proposal, how I created the proposal, what I went to add a financial package to it, and the procurement processes. So from the documents in front of you, you realize that all procurement processes were observed according to the laws of Ghana. And so in terms of procurement, it was above board. There's no an iota of criminality in this process. Everything has observed. We've observed our laws. Now we are moving to the stage of implementation. So the contract was signed in December after all these things were done. January 2013, the former president won election. He won in December, and he was sworn in January 2013. As at that time, Honorable Aban Babin was still the Minister of Health. Then the new president reappointed appointed new ministers. So he removed Babin and then brought Sherry Aite from that time. Sherry was Minister for Environment and brought her from Environment to Health. Then Kobna Dufour was the Minister for Finance. He was removed, and then his deputy, who by then was Dzakpa, and he was a very person according to the cabinet approval who sent it to cabinet. And he's the same deputy minister who went to parliament to go and defend it. So he's very, very conversant of this project. Very, very conversant of it. He's been defending it from all these processes. Of course, he was authorized by his boss to do it. So by the time he was sworn in, after he was confirmed by Parliament, and then he was sworn in, when he went to the Minister of Finance, this document from Stanbic Bank was already on his table waiting for him to come and sign. Because on the 20th of December, the Minister of Finance had already written to Stanbic Bank informing them of the parliamentary approval. So they should put together all that were agreed, sign, and bring it for the counter signature of the government. So it becomes binding. So to put into effect what Parliament had approved for Ghana. So as at the 20th of December that the ministry wrote, Dzakpa was still Deputy Minister, a Minister of Finance, and Dufour was still the Minister. By the time Stanbic Bank finished and submitted to the Minister of Health, a Minister of Finance, and Dzakpa was also confirmed, everything was ready. We were already in production because we had signed the main contract with Ministry of Health, and we had started production.
So if you had started production, why did you need this financing agreement signed?
We need it because in the contract, which is here, it is stated that there shall be no advance mobilization. So we, the supplier, the manufacturers, we will have to take our own money, bear our own risk, and finance the project. And government will secure it as with an LC, an irrevocable, transferable letter of credit.
When you say secure it with an LC, what does that mean?
Meaning they are securing the payment, meaning that they are committing they will pay.
That means even if they don't get the money from Stanbic Bank, government will pay?
Yes, because government in the contract was an LC. So wherever they get the money from, it's not our problem. Our issue is that we have to meet our contractual obligation. As for me, I've managed to connect you to Stanbic to get you money that will ease pressure on your budget. But if later on you say you don't want it, that's not my problem. We are doing production. You can go and use money from your budgetary allocation to come and pay us. I don't have a problem. So the contract says an LC, irrevocable letter of credit, that must be established upon signing the contract. Upon immediately sign the contract. So as you sign the contract in that December 2012, you must immediately establish the LC, immediately. Because we are going to start production. We will go and see our bankers outside the country, raise millions of euros to start the production. We've committed ourselves. And then we are paying interest in those banks. We are placing orders from Mercedes in Stuttgart. They have their agent in Dubai. They also started their production. They are also bringing this Mercedes. You started assembly line. So you have schedules to meet. So everything is in the chain.
So as of 2013, you were producing?
Yes, we have started. Mm-hmm. The orders had been done. We have secured our own money, everything, because we signed the contract.
What does production mean? Let's try and break it down for the sake of my listeners.
What it means is that, you see, the contract is an ambulance conversion. What it means is that you order the vans separately.
These 13-seater buses?
Yes. You order them, that's the vans. So the specs are in the contract. You ordered it. And then we have companies that are specialized in conversion. In fact, there's no any manufacturing company that is car manufacturing company for ambulance. If you look around the country, you see that a Land Cruiser is converted into an ambulance. Toyota Haze is converted into an ambulance. You can convert any vehicle into an ambulance. So
this was in effect a car that could have been used as a trotro.
No, you can use it for anything you want to use it for.
Good.
Anything
and
you
were
want to
converting
use it for, you can convert it to become a luxury vehicle, to become a house, a mobile house, a mobile hospital. That's what we do. Just like you have mobile hospitals. They are like 40-footer containers that they design and turn them into a mobile hospital. No? So you have companies that have been certified that specialize in conversion. So you have a normal car, they will strip it, and then they will design and then to your specification, and that becomes your ambulance. That's how we do it. So the contract was very specific, conversion. That's what government signed for. So we are doing the conversion, and we are specialized in that conversion aspect. I hope you are clear with that now. Okay. So we place the orders for the vans, which are new ones. They come to our place in Dubai there, and then our technical people, they strip it bone complete out, and then we start the conversion process based upon your specification, because they are custom made to your taste.
Okay, so you would take out the seats, and then
all those things are cleared off.
Put in what's required to make it an ambulance.
Frankly speaking, when they are come, they don't come with seats.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
They don't come with seats.
So you order them empty and then you fit them.
Good, because you have to now design all those
exactly
things, because that's your specialty.
So
the
you had started.
Don't do that.
So you had started the production process, even though the financing agreement between Stanbic and government had not been signed.
That wasn't our problem at all. That wasn't our proof that you the AG's opinion. That wasn't our problem. Because government signing the contract with Stanbic Bank is government with a different entity to get money to come and pay us.
That's fine. My point is that you have delivered, you have brought in 30 ambulances now.
Yeah.
How come those ambulances are not fit for purpose, as the technical committee under the Ministry of Health has said now?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain.
Yeah. I mean, let's get to that.
So what I'm trying to say is that we wrote a letter to the ministry, informed them that we've done the first 20 production. As per the contract that we have, which was drafted by government itself, we are supposed to give you pre-shipment. You are supposed to come for pre-shipment inspection, and you have 7 days. So 7 days prior to shipment, we need to notify you for you to come and inspect. Now, the purpose of pre-shipment inspection is that when you come, the vehicles are still at the production line. They are still at the manufacturer's place. So when you come, you can say, oh, I don't like this one. Oh, this one is not according to the specs. This one is like this. Can you change this one? You come and raise issues. And the vehicles are still there. So the technical people can easily rectify them there.
When was this?
Oh, this one was the first letter was in 2000.
If the letter is here, you hand it to me. Okay, so you are telling me that it's in 2013 that you had produced 20 ambulances,
yes.
And
so
you called. This would have to be the Ministry of Health,
yes,
because they contracted
yes,
you.
So you
okay, so this is on the Big C Medical letterhead. It's a letter written, attention, Honorable Mrs. Sherry Aite, agreements between Big C General Trading LLC and the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Health, for the supply of 200 Mercedes-Benz ambulances and related services. I'm going to skip. In accordance with the terms of agreement, the Ministry of Health shall undertake a pre-shipment inspection prior to each shipment of any batch of ambulances. We are therefore notifying you that 20 of the ambulances are ready to be inspected by your team. We would appreciate it if you can indicate to us the number and composition of your team for the pre-shipment inspection in the first week of August, and this is July 2013, in order that we could arrange the detailed logistics pertaining to the trip to Dubai. It says...
No, go ahead.
It says a bit more. Furthermore, the payment terms of the agreement indicate that letters of credit should have been established upon the signing of the contract for every 50 ambulances. Upon delivery of every 50 ambulances, a further 25% of the contract's price of the ambulances shipped shall be paid through letters of credit on site of the ambulances in favor of Big C General. Okay. In the circumstances, we are notifying you that letters of credit for the supply of the first batch of 20 ambulances should be established on or before 14th of August 2013 for the benefit of Big C General Trading LLC. So it says you're supposed to get the LC upon delivery of every 50 ambulance, but here you are asking for LC for the first batch of 20 ambulances.
Yes, because government, as at the time we wrote this letter to them, they hadn't honored their contractual obligation by establishing the LC upon the sign of the contract. They hadn't done that.
For the first 50 ambulances?
For the first 50.
But you have done 20.
We have done 20.
And you want the 20 to be inspected and an LC. Why didn't you get to 50 before you made this request?
Because the 20 that you have already produced, you spent a lot of money to produce it. And you don't have any guarantee for that 20 that you have already produced. And they are supposed to have given you a guarantee. And the bank that is giving you the loan to start doing this production is looking for a guarantee. How are you going to pay for it? And you told the bank that we are getting LC from government because this is a contract. And the LC is not coming. And they've already give finance 20 of your ambulances for you. So they are demanding for their money. They want the LC. You either produce the LC or you pay the money to the bank. So we are saying that fine. If you are not establishing the LC for the 50, we've produced 20. Establish the LC for the 20 so we can quickly pay the bank and defray, and then so you can continue to do business.
Okay. So was this pre-shipment inspection done?
No. So when the letter, look at the date of the letter.
This is 19th July 2013. So
19th.
there were 20 ambulances ready to be shipped as of 19th July 2013.
Thank you. So you see the date. It's in what?
It's 19th July 2013.
Oh, July.
I've said it already.
19th, okay. So 19th, we sent a letter to Share IT. We signed a contract in December 2012. Right? So you realize that by, I think, 7 or 8 months' time, we had done first 20 produce. And as at that time, the first LC for the 50 had not yet been established. So Dzakpa was still giving us headache at the ministry there. But we weren't bothered about it because our point is that we are honoring our part. Where you get money to pay us is your problem. If you won't pay, we'll go to court. So we wrote it to Share IT to some people to come and inspect. And this is the letter Share IT sent to us after I went to her to come to impress upon her.
So hand me this letter. Again, I'm looking at a Republic of Ghana letterhead, Ministry of Health. My ref number MOH/OM/13. It's written to Big C. So the date is 1st August 2013. That's, yes, about 2 weeks after this one was sent. Rejoinder agreements between Big C LLC and the Republic of Ghana. And it goes on. That's a caption. We thank you for your letter dated 19th July 2013, which is a letter I just wrote on the matter. The ministry wishes to comment as follows, that this is the first time the ministry's attention has been drawn to this transaction. This is the first time the ministry's attention has been drawn to this transaction.
That's what Sherry is saying.
You will notice that there has been a slight administrative change at the ministry, and that at the end of every fiscal year, the budget ends on 31st December 2012. And new budgetary priorities are set up for the ministry to prepare its budget for 2013. That after an agreement has been signed with the ministry, the final contract is signed with the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning, which by our constitution releases funds to support for the sector budget programs. Therefore, it was proper for the company to await for the authorization and approval from the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning before production, since the Ministry of Health has no funds of its own to establish letters of credit. The ministry has not been involved in subsequent programming of this order, and we advise that due to the financial implications involved, we need further authorization from the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning. We advise that you stop producing further ambulances until the final contract between the government of Ghana and your company is signed by the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning. So they are basically, I mean, from the understanding that I'm getting from here, she says that I don't know of this. I'll hold on to this for a moment. I was just appointed. There has been administrative changes. I was just appointed. Last year's budget has been closed off. Now we need to sign an agreement with the Ministry of Finance. It says here, we advise you to stop producing further until the final contract between the government of Ghana and your company is signed by the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning. So it goes back to the question I asked you that. She is telling you if the LC has not been signed by the Ministry of Finance, you should not have started production.
So give me the letter. Let me deal with it.
Here you go.
Answer your question. You see, you are dealing with government, which you are dealing with government of Ghana as a country. We are not dealing with Share IT as an individual, right?
Right.
So we are dealing with government. So the contract is between government of Ghana and Big C. When you are appointed as a minister to a new ministry that has been there for decades, when you get there, there are things that have been going on because governance is continuum. It doesn't stop and start. It's continuum. So you are appointed from, you are removed from environment and brought to health. When you get there, there are projects that are ongoing, and there are new ones that will be initiated by you. Your predecessors were also doing something. And in their handing over notes, they have all these things listed there because they are major projects who they've given to you, Fred. That is one. Two, when you get there and then you receive a letter like this that comes for pre-shipment inspection. So it tells you that there are ambulances already, project already ongoing. So you get there, you don't know much about it. All that you do is that you call the chief director or you call the technical director of ambulance. Please, can you bring me the file of this project? What do you say about this project? Or even send it to them for them to raise a memo or to advise you on. That's why they are there as a technical people. They are the institutional memory. Because you politicians, you come and you go. You are brought today, the next day you are removed, you are reshuffled. But they are there as institutional memory to assist you, to guide you on ongoing projects. So you call for the file will come to you. Then you ask relevant questions. If you have anything, they will clear it up to you and tell you, look, ma, this one was going on, it's been going on for the past 4 years. It started 2010, it's gone to cabinet, it's gone to everywhere. And even the cabinet that gave the approval, you were part of that cabinet because you were Minister of Environment, and you sat in cabinet when this was approved. So you can't come to health to come ahead and say you are not aware. Were you sleeping in the cabinet there when this thing was brought in 2000 for you to approve?
No, but you see, there's a difference. No, when you ask a question like that, there's a difference between sitting and observing what is happening at a meeting and having knowledge enough to send a team to go and do a pre-shipment inspection.
If you know how cabinet operates, before they even go to cabinet, all the things that are supposed to be discussed, cabinet members are giving copies, everybody. Because it's not, cabinet is for all of you to discuss. So you expected Sheriate to be able to recollect every single contract that was brought before cabinet while she was in the Ministry of Environment? No, I'm not saying she should recollect. All that I'm saying is that when you get there, that's why you have people who have been there for the past 20, 30 years. That is their career.
Okay.
Are you getting my point? Good. Okay. So you call for the documents. And then you call them. They are your technical directors. They are there to advise you, to tell you what is going on before you came. Then
so did you go and speak to Sherry IT after this?
I did that. I'm coming. She never called them because she had made up her mind. So when the thing came, she didn't call them. So she wrote this letter and said this is the first time she is hearing about it. That is you as Sherry, but not the institution that you are going to head. That's not the first time. So all those people over there kept quiet because they are civil servants. They don't want to be transferred. They don't want to be victimized. So if the politician says that I don't know about it and this is what I will do, they keep quiet. You take the blame. They didn't say anything. Then she wrote this letter and sent it out and brought it to us. We looked at it and said, what is wrong with this woman? This is something that has been going on for the past 4 years. And said, this is the first time you are hearing about it. So I went to her. I went and met her. And I said, ma, this letter that you sent, it will create problems. I said, as a minister of state, you don't have the authority to cancel a contract or ask for renegotiation of a contract or to stop production of an ongoing contract that has gone to cabinet, gone to parliament, gone to PPA and approved. If you have any problem with it, all that you need to do as a minister of state is that you raise a memo, you put in your justification, you send it to cabinet, which you are a member, go and convince your cabinet that this contract that I came and met, which has gone through all these procurement processes and binding on government of Ghana, I have a problem with it. I don't want to go to proceed. I don't want to go for the inspection. Then cabinet will ask you to adduce your reasons. Then so if you're able to convince cabinet your reasons and they accept it, cabinet will also write and send it to parliament because the executive cannot change what parliament has approved. They must go and explain. So they will also put their reasons and send it back to parliament. And parliament will also deliberate it and ask the executive, you brought it for us to sign. We have a binding contract against a foreign entity. You want us to cancel it. Are you ready to pay the judgment debt? Are you ready for the losses? All this they will ask.
So this is what you told her at the meeting?
I told her. So I tried to educate her to understand how governance is done. So as I was explaining to her, I told her this is how you are supposed to do. And then if parliament, in their wisdom, because they represent the sovereign of, they represent Ghanaians, If they approve of it, then they take the blame. Then you, as a minister of state, you'll be absolved from anything because you went through the due process to raise your issues.
And what did she say?
I'm coming. But to sit down there and just by fiat on your own, just write this letter to restore production, you don't even know what is involved in production, the financial implication, the schedule. You know nothing about them. I said, I don't do things like that. She said, oh, Dzakpa, don't come here and come and talk to me about this. And I said, this will create financial loss to the state and you'll be held responsible. She said, oh, Kufuor is roaming around. He has done so many things. Who has jailed him? And I said, Kufuor is a former president. He has certain immunities. You are a minister. Have you seen Kufuor's signature in any document? So don't compare yourself to him. Then she got angry. Then take my office. And then she walked out of her office and left me in the office. So this is what happened between Sherry and I.
I don't understand. You went there to tell her that she cannot ask you to stop production?
No.
And what did she say?
And the processes that she has to go through. You
walked her through those processes. And her response was what?
Her response to me was that I shouldn't come here. In fact, I was wearing, you see this cap I'm wearing. I was wearing another one, just something like that. You don't come here wearing this or cap and come be talking to me about laws and procedures. That's where he brought the Kufuor issue in.
So what was her point? She said that she will not.
Her point is that she's not interested, that we should meet her halfway. And I said,
no, she asked you to do what?
We should meet her halfway.
What does that mean?
I don't know. So I asked her, what do you mean by I should meet you halfway? It's like you're a businessman. You should understand what I mean by you should meet me halfway. And I said, I don't understand it.
But did you record this conversation?
Oh, no. How would I go to
So we cannot verify what you're telling us.
But I'm telling you, if she thinks I'm lying, she should come and tell me I'm lying.
No, excuse me. No, this is not just between you and Sherry Aite. You are speaking on a very big platform. Yes. So please, would like to ask if you cannot substantiate what you are saying now, because you have provided documents to back almost everything that you're saying. So if you cannot substantiate what you're saying now, please move away from it and let's move on.
That come and meet me halfway.
That has serious implications.
Thank you. No, that one I myself wanted her to explain that to me, and she didn't explain to me. So I cannot adduce any reasons to it or any motive to it.
No, but Richard,
meet me halfway for us to renegotiate this contract means a lot of things.
Richard, with the greatest of respect, you have made a statement. You have made a statement, and you have been unable to substantiate it. In fairness to my listeners,
I'm just telling what transpired.
No, in fairness to my listeners, we cannot let these statements go. Do you understand? So I would want you to move away from the statement, to withdraw it, and then we move on.
No, this is a fact.
According to you, you cannot prove it. A fact is what is proven. Do you understand?
This is what transpired.
Okay.
In fact, I am not accusing her that she demanded for something. That's not what I'm accusing her. I'm saying that she told me that we should meet her halfway because she wants to renegotiate it. And I said, explain to me what you mean we should meet you halfway. And he said, I should understand that. And I said, I don't understand that.
Okay.
And I said, I have no halfway journey to meet you. A contract has been signed, binding on the government of Ghana. We've gone through all the procurement processes. All that you need to do is to get your technical people, go and inspect the ambulances, make sure they meet the specs that was agreed upon, and then take delivery to come and serve Ghana. That's all that you need to do. You don't come and tell me it's production. That's why I don't understand that.
So the bottom line is that there were 20 ambulances ready for inspection in Dubai at the time. And the health ministry mentioned that, according to the letter we've seen, the health ministry mentioned that because they are not the ones who provide letters of credit, the financing agreement has not been consummated fully. They have asked you to stop production. You went to have a meeting with Sherry Aite. And even after the meeting, she still had the points that she cannot send a team to go and inspect, to go and do the inspection. Okay. So that's what and this is what we know, listeners, as fact up to this point. You're going to take these important messages. When we come back, we'll find out how there were 20 ambulances, according to the documentation we have here. There were 20 ambulances sitting in Dubai, and we could not get them. Stay with us.
It's a new day. I want you to first think big, not small. Think of how great we can be when we work together. Together, we can ensure that our hard work will provide a better future. Together, we can provide a foundation for you and your business to succeed, regardless of its size. Together, we can create opportunities for all. Bank with us today and let's journey forward together. Forward together. Cowbank, forward together.
It's time to own a hotel-inspired apartment near Accra Mall and switch on your urban life with a cool price starting from 315,000 Ghana cedis. Yes, you heard me. Choose our market-leading studio, 1, 2, or 3-bedroom apartment from Oasis Park Condominium at Tetekwashi and enjoy urban resort life. For this and more, call Evelyn on 0204 343 011 or Kojo on 0204 343 008. This is another catered development by CPL Developers. CPL Developers, built for life.
The other day, as I was in my kitchen preparing my special jollof made with lily rice for my family, I heard a knock at the door. It was my mechanic. Instead of calling me to pick my car, he brought it himself. I said, "Cho." He said, "F-O." I said, "Take the car back. I will come and pick it myself." As I turned off the fire from under the lily jollof, there was another knock at the door. It was my neighbor. I said, neighbor. He said, "F-O, my dog has jammed your wall again, oh." I said, "Don't be silly. You don't have a dog." My wife and kids came home, and we saw that he enjoyed. Cho, it was my pastor. He said, "Bless you." I said, "Bless you too." He said, "Did he come to church on Saturday?" I said, "Acho, but why are you coming to tell me this on Wednesday?"
Having to fend off visitors at mealtimes because of Lele's tasty aromatic rice? Celebrate every mealtime by sharing with friends and family near or far. Lele, tasty food, happy family.
Acho.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Food and Drugs Authority.
With Brussels Airlines, it is already Christmas.
Can you imagine? Christmas is already next month.
Didn't you see the latest promotions of Brussels Airlines? Let's go to New York for Christmas shopping.
Oh, wonderful idea. And all the Christmas lights will be hanging. New York during the holiday season is always magical.
With Brussels Airlines, enjoy the best fares now to New York, Washington, Chicago, and many other U.S. destinations.
Brussels Airlines. We go the extra smile.
It is here again. The 4th Africa Oil Governance Summit comes off at the Labadi Beach Hotel, Accra, on the 13th and 14th of November 2018. The summit this year explores local content under the theme Harnessing the Potential of Local Content for Economic Growth and Inclusive Development. The event is powered by the Africa Center for Energy Policy in partnership with Oxfam, Ford Foundation, Open University UK, University of Dundee, the Natural Resource Governance Institute, and backed by the Energy Ministry. This will be live on the Facebook page of ASEP. Visit africaoilsummit.org for more information.
Africa, the land of amazing natural beauty. Like the swan flying across the golden sunset, travel from Ghana to Namibia, South Africa, and other southern African countries has now become easy, convenient, and affordable when you choose to fly with Air Namibia. We offer flights between Accra and Johannesburg, Windhoek, Cape Town, and the rest of southern Africa, and also for travel between Accra and Lagos, offering you the best rates in the industry. Come aboard and experience our superior service and hospitality. Get your tickets from our city office at number 9 Farrar Avenue at Braka on weekdays and on Saturdays before 1 p.m. or at our airport office on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Contact Air Namibia on telephone 050-947-1306 and 050-947-1282 or email accra.sales@airnamibia.aero. Come fly Air Namibia, where true African hospitality awaits you. Air Namibia, carrying the spirit of Namibia.
Buying a new car isn't just about the physical product. It is decision made to achieve lasting peace of mind. The all-new Toyota Corolla with reinforced suspension, reliable engine performance, quiet cabin atmosphere, stability, and superior maneuvering is your smart choice. Be smart. Stay ahead of your peers with the all-new Toyota Corolla. Whether it is the 1.6 liters or the 1.8 liters automatic, you get maximum fuel economy because the Toyota Corolla has been redesigned to give you extra mileage and deliver the best driving experience experience. Want more? Take advantage of our huge discounts promo this season by visiting any of our showrooms or call 0302-910-204 now. Make that smart decision. Think economy. Think value for money. Toyota Corolla, your dependable partner for life.
What can't you do, Jesus? Let's go!
Oh Lord, revive thy works in the midst of the years. ICGC Miracle Temple presents Revival Flames 2018. Speakers, Dr. Abel Damina, Power City International, Nigeria. Prophet Christopher Yao Ano, ICGC Holy Ghost Temple, Ghana. Host, Reverend Edward Kisi, ministering in songs, the Miracle Temple Choir, and others. Side attraction, a Revival Flames float, and one member, one soul evangelism on the 3rd of November at 6 a.m. Conference dates, Tuesday, 6th to Sunday, 11th November 2018, 6 to 9 p.m. in the evenings. Venue, ICGC Miracle Temple, Community 12, Tama. Revival Flames, igniting revival for Christ.
Unique Insurance is offering free breakdown towing service plus payment of minor accident claims within 2 hours. Get your comprehensive motor insurance from Unique Insurance today and enjoy breakdown towing service at no cost to you anytime, anywhere. In addition, minor accident claims will be paid within 2 hours. Call Unique Insurance now, 050-1550-383. Unique Insurance, where your needs come first. Terms and conditions apply.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Tell me where we gonna run to after making our motherland a better place to live. Tell me where we gonna run to when them say we have to pay for the oxygen we breathe. Answer me now, Mr. Big Man. You know this, everybody want to go and go off a read a simple life. It's all we want to live.
Welcome back. This is the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. I am Daniel Daze, here in the studio with Richard Dzakpa. Richard is the man who was contracted by government to import some 200 ambulances. 30 of them have come. We've paid 2.4 million euros for them, and none of them are in use. Government tells us they are not fit for purpose. Why? Richard tells us that as far back as 2013, 20 ambulances had been produced and were ready to be inspected by our health ministry and be brought in the country for us to use. However, the full finance agreement between Stanbic Bank and governments to fund this had not been signed. The health ministry refused to send a team to go and do this inspection and approve these ambulances or not to bring them in. The health minister at the time, Sherry Aite, asked him to meet her halfway. We don't know what that means. She did not explain what that means at the time, but that's what Richard is alleging was said at that meeting. But she wrote a letter to him to say that she doesn't know about the contract. There is a new administration at the health ministry, and she is advising them to stop production because the financing to back this has not been signed by the finance ministry. We're going to go ahead into what exactly went on between Richard and the officials of government from 2013 till now, which would result in 30 unfit ambulances being imported. We want to know why, when you are sick and you call for an ambulance, you may have to use a taxi or a bicycle or a motorbike. Some of these is why. But before we go ahead, the Accra Carnival is here again. The Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, in partnership with the Ghana Tourism Authority and the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, AMA, bring you the 4th edition of the Accra Carnival. This flagship event on the tourism calendar is under the theme Using Arts and Culture to Promote Our Economy. It's this Saturday, November 3, 2018. The time is 9 a.m. prompt. There'll be a walk from the Kwame Nkrumah Circle through the principal streets of Adabraka to Manchiagbona to Accra Central, through Rawlings Park to Bank of Ghana, through John Atta Mills High Street, and finally to the Independence Square, where the celebration will be climaxed. The sponsors are NLA Ghana Airports Company, GCB, Media Partners, Graphic Event Partners, Media Magic, and Research Systems. Now, flying within West Africa just got better on Africa World Airlines. Starting this 1st October 2018, enjoy direct flights from Freetown, Sierra Leone to Monrovia, Liberia, 4 times weekly on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Fly in style and comfort for as low as $199. You can also fly seamlessly from Accra to Lagos and Abuja in Nigeria. You can fly from Lagos to Monrovia in Liberia and Freetown in Sierra Leone, and from Accra to Monrovia and Freetown with a world-class service. Book now on our website at flyafricaworld.com and pay with Visa or MasterCard, or you can call toll-free 0800 200 200. Orca Deco is 15 years. Come celebrate Orca at 15 with us, because it's a discount for everyone every day on everything you buy for Orca's birthday celebration. So enjoy your discount. Simply spin the Orca wheel in our showrooms. The Orca Spin the Wheel gives you the chance to get up to a whopping 15% off on everything you buy. That is up to a 15% discount on all products like furniture, one-of-a-kind toys your kids will go gaga on, matching dinner sets, anything that you want from Orca. The showrooms are at Spintex Road, Accra and Asokwa, opposite the Guinness Ghana Breweries, Kumasi. You can also visit our website, orcadeco.com.gh, or our Facebook page, Orca Deco Ghana, for more information. Think home, think Orca. Richard, thanks again for joining us. Now, we've gotten to the point where you've received the letter from Sherry Aite. You've gone to see her after she wrote that letter. What did you do afterwards?
Yeah, after that, that was in 2013, right? 2013. So we were thinking that, after some time, they will come back she will come to her senses and realize that, hey, there's an international contract and you can't just behave the way you are behaving. It comes with a lot of financial losses to the state, a lot of consequences. We waited. Whilst we were waiting, we were demanding for our LC, which is what is in the contract. And Tekpe too was playing his games. So from there, I went to Tekpe. I went to see Tekpe. And I wanted to know from him, what is his problem about establishing the LSA? Why is he behaving the way he's behaving? You, Tekpe, send the thing to cabinet. You send it to parliament. You were there for the past 4 years during Atamil's time, so you knew about this project. As for Shirley, she just came from Ministry of Health and came and took over from Aban Bagin.
Yeah.
But you, Tekpe, you have institutional memory about it. And now you are the substantive Minister of Finance. So what is the problem? Is it because of your predecessors' work that you don't want to continue with it, or what? I want to know, because I don't understand you.
Yeah.
Then Tekpe will not mind me. Then I told him, my brother, if you have a problem with it, do the needful thing. Put in your memo. Take it back to cabinet, as I told Shelley. Take it back to cabinet. Go and explain to them. Because they approve it. You, the minister, you can't override the decision of cabinet. So you must go there and explain to them. Convince them to agree.
So you had a similar conversation that you had with Sherry Aite.
Yes.
What did he say?
To Tekpe.
Yeah, what did Tekpe say?
Tekpe got angry and was just mumbling, and he also walked out of his office. The same thing Sherry did. The same thing Tekpe also did. He walked out of his office and left me in his office. Because he didn't want me to tell him.
I don't understand. What was his specific response?
No.
Did he tell you why he's not signed the agreement?
Give any reasons. He didn't give any reasons to me. He was angry that I can't be telling him this. And he got out from his office. I take the office. Then started moving away. Because you see, when you are telling them things, procedures that they cannot argue over, they start this annoyance talk and then they get up and leave their office. Because they know that they don't have anything else to say. Because you are telling them how things should be done in governance. You are a minister. Cabinet has taken a decision. Parliament has approved. People has approved. If you have anything against it, you go through the process. You raise a memo. You go and argue your case in cabinet. You convince them. If the president feels that it's okay, he will take the decision, and then you people will move straight to parliament.
That's fine. That's fine. So you asked him to do that, and he left his office for you.
He refused to do it. Mm-hmm. Then I said, if you have refused to do it, you can't sit down here on your own and say that parliament doesn't matter. When they approve of something representing the sovereign will of Ghanaians, me as a single minister, I can say parliament go to hell. I will not implement it, and nothing will happen to me. It doesn't work like that in the country. We are not a banana state. So I thought I had enough of it. And then our creditors in Dubai were chasing us. Mercedes were chasing us, their agent in Dubai, were chasing us for us to come and do further payments.
Okay.
And because we weren't having the LC, we couldn't do that further payments. And they were threatening to seize our deposits and other things. So we had no other option than to get our lawyer to serve government notice our intention to sue government for judgment debt. And there's a letter. And that was 28th March 2014. So you realize that from 2012 December, when the contract was signed, up to March 2014, about 2 years and over, they hadn't established the LC. Government had breached and had not fulfilled its contractual obligation. And we had used our money to do production at our own cost and we incurred interest. And the production schedule too had overlaps because they were not fulfilling their terms. So there was a consequential effect. So this is what we sent to the Attorney General, to the Office of the President. We serve all of them.
Okay. 28th March 2014. It has your lawyer's letterhead on it. We write on behalf of our clients, Big C Trading, in relation to the above agreement, dated 19th December 2012, executed between the Government of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Health, and Big C Trading for the supply of 200 Mercedes-Benz ambulances and related services. We are instructed that the Cabinet of Ghana on 22nd December 2011 considered a memo jointly submitted by the Minister for Health and Deputy Minister for Finance and Economic Planning for the financing of the ambulances. Which Deputy Minister for Finance was this?
Said Dzakpa.
Said Dzakpa.
That time he was deputy to Comnado.
And so they endorsed the executive approval, which had been granted earlier. Subsequently, Ministers of Health and Finance, Dr. Kwabnadofo, Honorable Alban Bagbin, on 30th April 2012 presented a joint parliamentary memo to Parliament on the financing agreement between the Government of Ghana and Stanbic Bank Ghana Limited for the supply of the 200 ambulances for the National Ambulance Service. So Parliament on 31st October 2012 approved by resolution the financing agreement. We've already read one of those documents for an amount of 15.8 million euros. We further instructed that the Ministry of Health on 5th November 2012 requests for the approval to engage in single source procurement from the PPA. Now, Big C, in fulfillment of its obligations under the contract, has ordered and paid for all 200 Mercedes-Benz vehicles and commenced the conversion of the ambulances sometime in April 2013 to meet specifications in the Annexure B of the agreement. So these specifications will be what kind of ambulances we want.
Good.
Yeah, you have it here.
Yeah, I have it here.
That's great. Under the terms of the agreement, payment was to be effected by letters of credit on site to be established upon the signing of the contract for every 50 ambulances. Subsequently, upon delivery of every 50 ambulances, 25% of the contract price of the ambulances shipped was to be paid through confirmed LCs on the site of the ambulances in favor of Big C. Here, he refers to the July 2013 letter we both wrote. And then there's reference made to the Ministry of Health's response. So then he goes on to say, Big C has responded and said Big C was not in a position to stop producing the ambulances as all 200 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter panel vans, the vehicles, have been purchased and paid for. Because in that letter that Sherry Aite wrote, Sherry Aite said stop producing the ambulances. He said we've already bought the buses, the shells, so we can't stop production. Are those shells there? Are all the 200 there?
No, now we have problems with the agents in Dubai for all these years. Imagine from 2012 up to 2018, 6 years, you expect them to be sitting down. We've gone through a lot of problems with them, a lot of losses here and there. I don't want to even talk about it. No.
So those are not available now?
Yes, we've lost so much money.
Okay. Under the terms of agreements, there was no advance payment and the purchase of the vehicles had been pre-financed by Big C. 50 of the ambulances were ready for inspection and repeated the request of 19 July 2013. It says here 50 of the ambulances were ready, but your letter said 20 were ready.
No, you see, what is happening is that we had 21st, that was in July. This one is in 2014.
Okay.
The 20 were ready in 2013. 2013.
Yes. July 2013.
Good. Now we are reading this letter is 2014 what?
28th March.
Good.
So you continued production and you made the 50.
You couldn't stop production.
Okay. So you got to the first 50 that you need an LC for. Okay. 50 of the ambulances ready for inspection and repeated the request of 19 July. Okay, repeated the request. Inviting officers of the Ministry of Health to inspect the ambulances. This agreement made no reference to the signing of the final contracts between and by the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning and the Big C.
Not at all.
Big C is not privy to any final contract, what type of contracts or the terms thereof. This is the final contract that was referred to in Sherry Aite's letter. That you haven't signed a final contract.
Finance and then Stanbic Bank. It has got nothing to do with the main contract between Big C and government.
Okay. Big C has a validly signed contract with the government of Ghana, which in our opinion is legally binding. We are of the opinion that there is no need to renegotiate the establishment of letters of credit for the supply of ambulances. The letters of credit for the supply of the first batch of 50 ambulances should have been established by the 14th of August 2013 for the benefit of Big C Trading LLC. Big C has not received a response from the Ministry of Health, neither have the ambulances been inspected, nor the LCs been established for the benefit of Big C. In the circumstances, Big C, by virtue of Section 10 of the State Proceedings Act 1998, Act 555, notifies you of its intention to institute civil action against the Republic of Ghana after 30 days of receipt of this notice. Cause of action: breach of contract between Big C and the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Health, for the supply of 200 vehicles, as 200 Mercedes-Benz ambulances and related services. It says the name and address of claimant, relief sought, specific performance of the agreement, and special damages and costs. So you wanted government to fulfill their contractual obligation.
It's simple.
You were suing them to fulfill their contractual obligation,
yes,
and you were suing them for damages.
Yes.
Okay.
So
there are a number of agreements here, and so this is a letter written to the Attorney General. Copied Ministry of Health, Ministry of Finance, and the Office of the President's Flagstaff House, and copied you, Dzakpa Business Limited. Okay.
We are the agents.
So you proceeded to sue government.
No,
that's what you're telling
So
us.
we serve them. You see, by the law, you need to serve government notice. I think it's about 30 days.
30 days. Yeah, it says so in the letter.
Good.
Okay.
You need to serve them. Then you wait for them to react. No, we've told them, we've given them all the facts, chronology of the facts and everything. And for us, we're in good position to sue and make some cool, cheap money. So we serve government notice and we're waiting. And the Office of the President was aware about all this and that was going on. Because you see, there are things that skirmishes and maneuvers that happen behind the scene that I cannot say them here because, as you are saying, they are not documented. But those were maneuvers and scheming going on from...
By who?
Oh, no, by Dzakpa, Sherry, and other competitors who wanted to also sabotage this project so they could have it. You know, it's business. You have your competitors who lost when you all sent your proposals. No, I was the only one who sent my proposal. There were other companies too. And they all lost the competition. And my company, our supplier won. No, so they were doing everything they can to sabotage the project. And they had people that were helping them to do that. I wouldn't want to talk about
So you
that.
Believe they tried to sabotage this project?
It's not easy at all. It's been a tough fight. So from 2000, even from the time we submitted the proposal in 2010 till we had a contract signed in 2012, can you imagine 2010 to 2012 going through all this process meticulously, slowly? It's not been easy. And you have your competitors maneuver, cutting off your legs, a whole lot of games going behind the scene, lobbying here and there. It's not been easy to win this battle. And we finally were able to win. So people were angry. Some officials were angry. Some their business partners were angry because we had money to get the deal.
And you believe that is why they were not signing the document?
No, I can't say that is why they were not signing because I can't attribute that particular one to Sherry and Dzakpa.
Okay.
I can't. But I'm telling you the maneuvers that were behind the scene.
Okay.
That went on all this. And I waded through all that storm. Because it's all about how you can you operate.
Okay, so you wrote that you were going to sue.
We were going to sue
government.
So then we waited. Then the Attorney General responded. After they've gone through all the documentation and all the issues, because they're the chief legal advisor, they have to do what is right according to the law. So we served them, and then the Attorney General responded. Responded on the 6th of May.
Okay.
On the 6th of May 2014. Responded and gave us a
to you.
To us.
Okay, so this is a letter written to you.
And then they responded.
We write in respect of your notice of intention to sue on behalf of your client in relation to the agreement dated 19th December 2012, executed between the Government of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Health, and Big C LLC for the supply of 200 Mercedes-Benz ambulances and related services. We have reviewed your notice of intention to sue and the accompanying documentation and evidence and have advised the Ministry of Health accordingly. Let me go through the top here. There's a ref number here, D4/5F71. Your ref, this is letterhead of the Republic of Ghana, Ministry of Justice and Attorney General's Department, 6th of May 2014. This is soon after. So there's 28th March, the whole of April, and then the 6th of May. So they wrote to tell you that we have advised the Health Ministry. It's signed by Honorable Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayine, Deputy Attorney General and Minister for Justice. Okay. I want to know what this advice to the Health Ministry was. You have that document?
I have here.
Great. Richard, hold on for me for a moment. We'll take these important messages. When we come back, Richard Dzakpa is my guest here in studio. He's taking us through an interesting story. So suffice it to say that as of 2013 July, there were 20 ambulances which Stanbic Bank was ready to provide money for, which a contract had been signed between the Ministry of Health and Big C Trading for. According to the documentation we've seen, the health minister was supposed to go and approve these ambulances.
So send a technical team to go and inspect
and
give the
see if we can,
they meet the specs.
If they meet the specs. The finance minister was also supposed to sign the final documentation between Stanbic and government, so the money will be released to pay for these ambulances. According to Richard, these two people decided not to do this. Send the people and sign the documentation. And so the 50 ambulances which were ready in 2014, remember I said 20 were ready in 2013, 50 were ready according to this documentation in 2014, were not available to us. It's 9. We'll take these important messages. When we come back, we'll find out what the Attorney General told the Health Ministry when they found out that this is the state of affairs we're in. Stay with us.
It's the super duper deal in the Malcolm Best Buy promotion.
Yeehaw! At Malcolm, there is always a happy moment. And that is why we're giving you amazing deals on selected supermarket products such as Don Simon, Heinz, Big Beans, Coca-Cola, Nivea, Pampers, Incula, Lily, Rice, Sadia Chicken, Club Lega Beer, Fractor Oil, Milo, Fortune Rice, and many more. Malcolm Best Buy promotion. Super duper deal always. Malcolm, where Ghana shops.
Charlie, my walls are as high as Jericho's walls. Oh yeah, and my gates, as huge as Heaven's Gate. And my 2 dogs, fearful as Judgment Day. Yes, but just
But you don't have insurance?
Yeah, wow.
With Glyco Homeowners Insurance Package, pay as little as 54 pesos a day or 200 Ghana cedis a year, depending on the value of your building, and enjoy free contents cover up to 10,000 Ghana cedis, free public liability up to 10,000 Ghana cedis, and free personal accident cover, including domestic helps at home. Also, Glyco General pays your claim within 48 hours upon submission of all requisite documents. Pick up a Glyco Homeowners Insurance Package today and receive your free Yakwaba gift. Contact Glyco General on 020-2222-265 or 113 or sales@glycogen.com. Glyco General. We cushion you for life indeed.
That's the sound of my heart breaking the first time I said I wanted to be a cassava farmer.
Thank you.
But this was when I graduated with first class honors in agriculture. Oh, my first harvester. The last harvester I ordered online. That's people seeing my fresh cassava page on Facebook and Instagram. And endless number of calls for my quick fufu all year round.
There are beautiful connections that bridge humble todays to amazing tomorrows on Ghana's #1 network, everywhere you go.
My name is Kwame Sefakai, and most of you know me as a media personality, but I am also a family man. The UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, saves me so much time by letting me do almost all of my banking transactions on my phone. The cardless withdrawal feature allows me to withdraw cash from any UMB ATM without an ATM card. I can also pay bills, transfer money, request for a loan, invest money, and so much more. So now, I can spend less time at the bank and more time with the ones I love. Bank anywhere and anytime with a UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, and get the time to do what you love most. Download the UMB Speed App from your Android, iOS, or Windows phone today. Call 0302-633-988 for more information. UMB Speed App, Digibank, let's go!
At Oka, 15 is the magic number because Oka is 15. From now till 10th November 2018, we're giving you up to 15% off on everything you buy at Oka. That's up to 15% on sofas, beds, coffee tables, chairs, kitchenware, dinner sets, mugs, toys, decorations. Ooh.
Well, what are you waiting for? Get to Oka now and start shopping. Locate Oka Decor at Spintex Road, Accra, and visit our website and Facebook pages for more information.
Let's make memories together. Think home, think Oka.
With Brussels Airlines, it is already Christmas.
Can you imagine? Christmas is already next month.
Didn't you see the latest promotions of Brussels Airlines? Let's go to New York for Christmas shopping.
Oh, wonderful idea. And all the Christmas lights will be hanging. New York during the holiday season is always magical.
With Brussels Airlines, enjoy the best fares now to New York, Washington, Chicago, and many other U.S. destinations.
Brussels Airlines. We go the extra smile.
At Living Lives, we take care of your health in 12 categories of your health needs: joint and muscle, digestive health, circulatory health, stress, sleep aids, sensory improvement, hair and skin, weight management, allergy and respiratory, men and women health. Living Lives Organic Healthcare deals in over 60 different organic products. Our Easy Flow Men's Tea improves your urine flow. Living Lives is also the sole agent for Bell Lifestyle Organic Product from Canada. Call us on 0248-881-101 or 0200-891-949. Living Lives, total wellness. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Food and Drugs Authority.
To handle fire caused by LPG, take the following steps. If possible, turn off the regulator on the cylinder to stop the gas from causing more fire. Immediately, call the fire service. Do not try putting out LPG fire with water. Instead, use fire extinguisher. Children should immediately call for help when they smell gas or notice a fire. Remember, never place a cylinder to a source of heat or use a stone to stop a leaking cylinder. A message from the National Petroleum Authority.
Petroleum gas.
How well do you know the Achimota Retail Center? Win fantastic prizes weekly. Prizes weekly after answering all the questions correctly. The ultimate prize of the 125cc Yamaha motorbike is up for grabs in our final trivia game on 24th of November.
Achimota Retail Center.
I am Dr. Keisha. Acacia gives your workers the best customer service and treatment options when the need arises, keeping them healthier and more productive for your business. Acacia Health Insurance. We place value on those you value.
Super Morning Show.
Rebel liberation. Tell me where you gonna run go. Yeah, I beat some care. Johnny Blaze. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh. Tell me where we gonna run go. After making our motherland a better place to live. Tell me where we gonna run go. When them say we have to pay for the oxygen we breathe. Answer me now, Mr. Big Man. You know this everybody want to go and go off for it. A simple life. It's all we want to live.
7 minutes past 9 on the Super Morning Show. Enjoy 99.7 FM. I am Daniel Daze. Thanks for staying with us so far. This morning we have been beguiled with quite a story. My guest in studio is Richard Dzakpa, a man who received 2.4 million euros to supply 30 ambulances. These ambulances have been declared unfit for purpose, but we have paid for them. Why are we not using them? Richard tells us that we had 50 ambulances ready for shipment as of 2014. He says that because of the actions of the then ministers of finance and health, we were unable to receive these ambulances. He said that by now we would have had 200 ambulances, but because of these same two persons, we've not had them. It's quite a story I'm about to tell you. We got to the point where he wrote to the Attorney General because, as he said, he had a contract with the Ministry of Health. He had 50 ambulances ready to supply. The Ministry of Health said that they knew nothing about it. So he wrote the Attorney General to say, look, I have a contract There are ambulances ready for the people of Ghana. Government is not fulfilling its obligation. The Attorney General wrote to him that they have written to the Ministry of Health. We are about to find out what they told the Ministry of Health. But before that, buying a new car isn't just about the physical product. It's a decision based on a bundle of financial considerations to achieve a lifetime of peace of mind. Be smart. Stay ahead of your peers with the all-new Toyota Corolla. With reinforced suspension, reliable engine performance, quiet cabin atmosphere, stability, and superior maneuvering, the all-new Toyota Corolla is definitely your smart choice. Whether you choose the 1.6-litre or 1.8-litre automatic, your maximum fuel economy is assured. The Toyota Corolla has been redesigned to give you extra mileage and deliver the best driving experience for our generation. And there's more, much more. Take advantage of our huge discounts promo this season by visiting any of our showrooms or call 0302-910-204 now. Make that smart decision today. Think economy, think value for money. Toyota Corolla, a dependable partner for life. Now, Kingdom Books and Stationery now offers a 30-day credit facility with no interest charge. We deliver free within Accra, Tema, and surrounding towns. Call 0302-764-101 or 762-307 or visit kingdomgh.com. Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, your number one stop shop for all office essentials, stationery, and furniture. Now, Hotline is brought to you by Malcolm Ware Ghana Shops. But unfortunately, we were unable to bring you Hotline documentary today. We apologize for any inconvenience. But it's a super duper deal in the Malcolm Best Buy promotion. Enjoy amazing cracking deals on selected supermarket products such as John Simon, Heinz, baked beans, Coca-Cola, Nivea, Pampers, Incolac, Lily, Sadia Chicken, Club Lager Beer, Frital Oil, Milo, Fortune Rice, and many more. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Malcolm Best Buy promotions. Super duper deals always. Malcolm, where Ghana shops. I'm coming back to you, Richard Dzakpa. So you have in your hands, let me just read the heading of that document so that we know exactly what we are reading. It says here, again, it has the Attorney General's letterhead. There's a ref number here, D4/SF.71. It's addressed to the Honorable Minister, Ministry of Health, Accra. It's dated May 2nd, 2014. It says here, agreements between Big C General Trading LLC and the Government of Ghana. It's signed by Honorable Dr. Dominic Akrutenga Ayine, Deputy Attorney General and Deputy Minister of Justice. It's a bulky document, so Richard wants to take us through some sections of it. Yeah, I've gone through the main points, the main heading. So take us to.
So this is what the Minister of Attorney General told the Minister of Health and other government officials to comply. We write in respect of notice of intention to sue, which we have received from the lawyers for Big C General Trading LLC in relation to an agreement dated 19th December 2012, executed between the government of Ghana, represented by the Minister of Health, which is the purchaser, and Big C General Trading LLC, the supplier, for the supply of 200 Mercedes-Benz ambulances and related services. The lawyers allege a breach of the aforementioned agreement and have threatened to sue the Attorney General for the relief of specific performance of the agreement, as well as general and special damages for breach of the said agreement. We attach here to, for your attention, the said letter serving notice of intention to sue. According to the lawyers for Big C General Trading LLC, under the said agreement, the supplier was to deliver to the purchaser 200 ambulances, provide maintenance services, and to train personnel of the purchaser. And the purchaser was also expected to pay a total sum of 15.8 million euros as the price of the 200 Mercedes-Benz ambulances at a unit price of 79,000 euros per ambulance. The purchaser was also expected to raise letters of credit for the benefit of the supplier. Letters of credit were to be established upon the signing of the agreement for every 50 ambulances, and 25% of the contract price of the goods had to be paid upon delivery of each batch of the 50 ambulances. The lawyers further allege that As part of the terms of the agreement, the purchaser was expected to undertake pre-shipment inspection in accordance with the technical specification, and 7 days prior to each shipment, the supplier was to send a notice to the purchaser to pre-inspect the vehicles. In July 2013, the supplier wrote to the purchaser in compliance with Clause 7 of the agreement to come for the pre-shipment inspection in Dubai. And that was when your ministry, I mean, she's referring to the Attorney General is referring to
the Ministry of Health.
When your ministry, in its response to the said letter, stated that the supplier's letter inviting the ministry for pre-shipment inspection was the first time its attention had been drawn to the transaction. Your ministry then advised the supplier to stop producing the ambulances until the Ministry of Finance had signed the contract. We have reviewed the notice of intention to sue and the accompanying documentation and have no reason not to believe the facts alleged in their letter. This is from the Attorney General. The lawyers have provided this office with evidence of governmental approvals obtained for this transaction in accordance with Clause 8 of the said agreement, which states that the contract shall be effective upon obtaining all governmental approvals and upon signing of the agreement by the parties.
Right.
This is what the Attorney General stated, quoting from the contract. Furthermore, there is evidence provided to this office by the lawyers of the following approvals having been obtained in pursuance of the transaction. 1. A joint parliamentary memorandum by the Minister of Health, Honorable Abansumana Babin, and the Minister for Finance and Economic Planning, Honorable Dr. Kwabena Dufour, on the financing agreement between the Republic of Ghana and Stanbic Bank Ghana Limited for the supply of 200 ambulance vehicles for the National Ambulance Service, dated 30th April 2012. 2. Cabinet approval of the financing agreement between the Republic of Ghana and Stanbic Bank Ghana Limited for the supply of 200 ambulances for the National Ambulance Service, dated 20th January 2012. 3. Parliamentary approval of the financing agreement between the Government of Republic of Ghana and Stanbic Bank Ghana Limited for the amount of 15.8 million euros, dated 1st November 2012. 4th, approval from the Public Procurement Authority for the Ministry of Health to engage in single-source procurement of 200 ambulances for the National Ambulance Service.
You know what, Richard?
I'm almost done.
Yeah, I want you to take us to the specific recommendation to the Health Ministry.
Signature of the agreement dated 19th December 2012 by the parties. It is patently clear from the foregoing that there was no clause in the agreement requiring the signature of the Minister for Finance as a precondition for the effectiveness of the agreement. This is what Attorney General is saying, to debunk what Shed Aite was alleging or was claiming. In our considered opinion, the agreement dated December 19th, 2012 became effective and legally binding on the government of Ghana upon the fulfillment of the conditions stated above, and the government, acting through your ministry, cannot purport to rescind the agreement at this stage unless it is prepared to pay damages as demanded by the lawyers for Big C General Trading LLC. In other words, the government of Ghana is bound by the terms of the agreement and must proceed to perform them or risk paying a huge judgment debt in default of performance. Indeed, the termination clause of the agreement makes it clear that the termination of the contract does not relieve either party from obligations arising from such termination. We wish to further place on record our view that in the peculiar circumstances of this case, we will be seriously challenged in putting up a defense in court in the event of an action being filed by the lawyers for Big C General Trading LLC. Consequently, in case your ministry is desirous of settling this matter without recourse to court action, we advise strongly that you invoke the dispute resolution clause that provides for an amicable settlement through negotiations, failing which you may refer the matter to arbitration. And this is what is in the contract. Finally, in terms of the State Proceedings Act, we advise that you deal expeditiously with this matter because time is of the essence. Please do not hesitate to revert to us on anything we have said or omitted to say in this opinion. We stand ready to provide clarification on any aspect of this matter. Be advised accordingly. Yours in the service of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Dominic
Akuritinga,
Deputy Attorney General and Deputy Minister of Justice. This is the legal opinion from the Chief Legal Advisor to government official to comply and protect this country from needless financial loss. And this letter was sent to Sherry. And then that was on the 2nd of May. Then she wasn't complying.
All this time, the ambulances were there and they were ready.
They were ready. We are already waiting for them to come and inspect.
Okay.
And this is 2014. So you realize that from 2013 up to 2014, we had kept these ambulances in a warehouse, attracting warehouse charges.
Okay, go ahead.
And then warranty and so many things running.
Go ahead.
Then on the 9th of May, 2014, a week after this letter was sent to Sher Aite and then copied to Sher Aite, the Attorney General deemed it necessary to add a covering letter and send it also to the President so they can call to order the minister to comply and save this country because she was being stubborn and wasn't ready to even obey the Attorney General's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, reference number...
You have this cover letter here?
I have this cover letter.
Okay. So this is... Attention, Dr. Raymond Tuguba, Executive Secretary to the President, Office of the President. Reference a letter from Legal Link lawyers for Big C, dated March 24, 2014, on the above subject matter, in which your office was copied. Please find attached here with a legal opinion of the Attorney General for your attention. Okay. So there's a letter covering the legal opinion sent to the office of the President for the President to also act on this.
To know because he appointed her. And if he appointed her, and if she would not obey the legal advice from the Attorney General or the Republic of Ghana, which by law, the legal opinion of the Attorney General is binding on all government officials, you have to comply. And this woman said, I will not comply. She is a demigod. She won't do it. So, Attorney General, you have to just write to the one who appointed her. Now, impress upon your appointee to do the needful thing and protect this country.
Okay.
Right. And that one, too, was not done.
So after this letter was sent to the office of the President, again, there was no action. Did you then proceed to court?
Hold on. There was no action. So look at the date.
This is 9th May, 2014.
Good. So I'm a citizen. I can't just be rushing to court. I always have to give some time because I want the best for my country. So we kept quiet. We were just waiting, hoping that this time that letter has gone to the office of the President, there will be an action.
Mm-hmm.
We waited and waited and waited. Nothing was forthcoming. We were still incurring losses. We were paying warehouse charges for our things. Some of the accessories will expire. Some are plastic. When they stay for long, they will start breaking. A whole lot of things were going on. Our creditors were chasing us. Mercedes was on our neck, threatening us to take out. A whole lot of things going on. So we waited that nothing was coming. So this time I decided, okay, then let's proceed to court.
When did you go to court?
They didn't allow us to even get to the court. So when they realized that I was now moving to court because I had gone to the office of the President and made it clear to them, if you not call your minister to order and save my business, and I'm losing millions and millions, I'm going to court now. We've said to the Attorney General, they've given legal opinion, we'll use your own legal opinion against you in court. That was when they realized that I was serious and I was going to go to the court. So Dzakpa was still not interested to do what the needful thing, despite the AG's opinion, asking them to do the inspection, establish the LC. They still didn't give a damn, the two ministers. They didn't give a damn. Attorney General, who is she? She can't do anything to them. She didn't appoint them. They didn't give a damn. The one who appointed them to has been informed and wasn't taking any action on it. So nobody gave a damn. So when we threatened to sue and I was now prepared to go to court, that was when Honorable Atuforsen, based upon the legal advice of the Attorney General, had to step in to protect the country, save the country from a judgment debt.
Okay.
And that was on the 7th of August 2014.
Right.
Let me give you that letter too.
Okay, so this is a request for the establishment of letters of credit in favor of Big C Trading LLC and the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Health for the supply of 200 Mercedes-Benz ambulances and related services. It's signed by Honorable Kezel A. Forson MP, Deputy Minister of Finance for the Minister. So here, but why did they go to the Bank of Ghana for the letters of credit? Because there was an agreement with Stanbic Bank.
Now they wrote to the Bank of Ghana for it because Stanbic Bank had ring-fenced that loan facility.
The 15.8 million euros.
They had ring-fenced it since 2010 for this project. When we submitted a proposal to government, they ring-fenced the money down. And when the bank ring-fence money, they can't use the money for anything else. And it's foreign currency, it's sitting down there. They can't use it to do anything because it's for that particular project. And the money was sitting down from 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. About 5 years, they've ring-fenced 15.8 million, sitting in the bank there, waiting for you government, sign the damn contract approved by Parliament, and let us do the drawdown and pay the supplier. Dzakpa will not budge. So the bank got tired. They are in business. They are not Santa Claus. So they can't keep that money sitting down there, paying charges on them.
Okay.
It's not yielding any interest. So they decided to pull out.
So Stanbic pulled out of the agreement, and that's why we went to the Bank of Ghana.
So now that money was no longer available for government.
Okay.
So one Atuforson wanted to enforce the legal opinion of Attorney General because his boss was so indisciplined and would not do it. Doesn't respect any law. He wanted to save the country. There was no money available from Stanbic Bank to do it. So he had no other option than to now go into government coffers and write to Bank of Ghana for them to look for money to save this country from the judgment debt.
So this was for 3.9 million euros. We make reference to the supply agreements between the government of the Republic of Ghana acting upon the Ministry of Health and Big C Trading LLC for the supply of 200 Mercedes-Benz ambulances and related services. The Ministry of Finance is urgently requesting you to establish letters of credit for the supply of 50 ambulances amounting to 3.9 million euros, representing 25% of the contract sum, while arrangements are being made to perfect and sign the loan agreement. The LC should be established in favor of Big C Trading, and it gives details for establishing the LC.
You understand?
Okay. So now you have 3.9 million to pay for the 50 ambulances that were there.
That was how the LC was established.
Did you draw on this 3.9 million?
It has been drawn.
The 3.9 million.
We've drawn some.
How come the 50 ambulances were not supplied?
I'll come to that. You want us to continue?
Okay. Okay. Would have to end it here. It's 26 minutes past 9. There's still a lot more to talk about. If you're listening to the story, I'm as curious as you are as to what will happen next, but would have to put a pin in it and continue tomorrow because we don't have much time to proceed. So we'll take these important messages when we come back. We'll speak to our good friends from Goyle. But thank you very much, Richard Dzakpa. So where we've gotten to is that we had a loan agreement with Stanbic Bank that was approved by Parliament to supply 15.8 million to buy these ambulances. It got to a point because we kept so long in signing the documentation, Stanbic Bank pulled out of the agreement, and so we had to go to the Bank of Ghana to supply the money, to look for money, and that's where we got to. But at this point in August 2014, there are still 50 ambulances sitting there waiting to be supplied to the country. 30 were. In Ghana. 30 are now in Ghana. I'm saying at this point in 2014, 50 ambulances are there. Now, there are 30 ambulances here, and with the accessories are at the port. So the accessories are the...
There have been accessories for the ambulances at the port since 2016.
Since 2016?
And they've been there from the previous government. They started all this mess, and they left the mess for this government to come.
So how did 50 ambulances in Dubai in 2014 become 30 ambulances with accessories at the ports in Ghana in 2016? We'll answer those questions when we continue with the story tomorrow. This is still the Super Morning Show. Our friends from Girl join us after this to tell you about something that will be good for you if you drive. Stay with us.
FPAC is effective for headaches and relief